One of the most incredible questions that I get all of the time always revolves around two important factors. That is legalities and finances. And today I want to share with you exactly why you need to take these two components very seriously and how to take them seriously, how to protect yourself when it comes to the legal aspects of your business and the financial aspects of your business. What do you need to have in place? And when you have that one thing in place, what all does it need to include? And by golly, I think you're going to love this episode.
Welcome, teacher, to the Let Your Light Shine podcast. If you're searching for the freedom and permission to design the life you love as a teacher, you're in the right place. I'm on a mission to help teachers just like you build their own dream school or homeschooling business. In this present day, the world needs you, teacher friend, to step out in faith and give students an education they love and so deserve. In this podcast, I will teach you how to start a fulfilling and profitable homeschooling business that lights you up. I'm Mackenzie Oliver, former elementary teacher and instructional coach, gone homeschool teacher and business builder. I'm here to empower you to step outside the classroom and choose the experiences, the curriculum, and all the moments that put a smile on your face and your students. Does it seem like a dream? Well, it did to me, until God opened the doors and made it reality. Together, we are breaking through fears and moving the crowd. So get out your notebook, sharpen your pencil. It's time to get your teach on.
Shout out time. It is time for us to give a beautiful shout out to our amazing, wonderful Facebook group members. Thank you so much for all that you're doing to pour into our Facebook group, asking the questions, giving the support. We've got our prayer requests going out on Wednesdays, so make sure you are looking for that, being able to not only uplift yourself, ask for help. That is one of the greatest, most free ways, most powerful ways you can ask for help is to ask someone to pray for you. I want to thank D. Roadbush. Thank you for your precious podcast review. I am absolutely loving this podcast, she says. I'm just in the beginning stages of thinking about some of the type of homeschooling businesses, and Mackenzie is my new best friend. Right back at you. I'm excited to learn more from her and right back at you as well. I want to learn from you too, and I thank you so much for taking the time to leave this podcast. I'm glad that I am considered your new best friend. I definitely want to say thank you to Andy. Andy is a coaching student. She says, this podcast is changing my life. It's like you are speaking my exact thoughts, hopes, dreams, and prayers. I'm so excited to begin the coaching process. My plan is to open this fall. If you see a teacher who feels hopeless, please check this out. Thank you so much, Andy, and it's my pleasure to coach you through so many wonderful things when it comes to your Microschool, your teaching business, and I'm proud of you for all the work and the action that you've put into this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you know, we have 1 week left for our back to school sale, and that includes 30% off any document in our store. You can go to teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop, and you can find our handbook and contract, our enrollment form, welcome letter, flyers, brochures, destination location letter, our business bundle, our introductory packet, everything that you need, the same pieces of materials that I have used since year one, got them better in year two, started marketing for our school using all of these pieces, and have been able to give these back to our community. It is 30% off any item. We've never done that before. We've only done the business bundle, but now we also have the business bundle at 30% off. That will be done with we will be done with our sale on Friday, September 15th. So definitely make sure you snag those items. Today, we're going to talk about how you can protect yourself legally and how you can protect yourself financially with the use of your handbook and contract, my friends. And if you already have a handbook and contract, this episode is going to get you editing and revising your handbook and contract. If you do not have a handbook and contract and the thought of it just completely overwhelms you, then you definitely need to go to teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop and grab it now at 30% off. you will be able to take everything that's in there. It's 17 pages. We literally gave you our handbook and contract. You can add to it. And I do add to it every year because every year we grow, I need to add more things to it. And that's definitely what you need to be doing as well. It needs to be a living, breathing document. You cannot expect that your handbook and contract will be a one-time fits all, never have to do anything. That means that your business is not growing, and that would be scary. And so that would also mean that you're not learning and changing. And we all know that you are. We know that you're learning and you're changing. And so right now, even if a school has started, you can absolutely make an addendum to your handbook and contract. You can add things to it. If you are looking at your handbook and contract and being like, oh gosh, I only had like 2 pages and I don't even know if what I had was right, then grab our handbook and contract, look through it, and then send it back out to your families again after you make any additions or revisions that pertain to your school. But at least all of the heavy lifting is done for you. So let's talk about how a handbook and contract will make a big difference in your school and why you need it. Because a Microschool, any type of tutoring or teaching business, any other type of educational venture, small business, it doesn't matter. Having a handbook and contract is important for several reasons. Number one, it gives clarity and expectations. Your handbook and contract have to provide a very clear outline of the policies, what you can and cannot do, procedures, how we do it, and expectations. This is what we expect and why, not only for students, but for their parents. This ensures that everyone involved understands what's required and what they can expect from your business. Number two, legal protection. A well-drafted contract. Okay, so we talked about the handbook and the contract having clarity and expectations, but your contract is what gives the legal protection. It helps to protect your business legally. It defines the terms and the conditions of your enrollment, your pay agreements, your cancellation policies, and any other legal matters. It's a crucial document in case any disputes or conflicts arrive. Okay, number three, transparency. Transparency is absolutely key to building trust with parents and guardians. Remember, it's the know, like, and trust. The more transparent you are, the less fuzzy they feel, and they are able to entrust their children to your services. A handbook and a contract allow you to be very transparent about your teaching methods, your curriculum, your fees, and any other relevant information. Number four, you definitely have to consider safety and health guidelines. A handbook definitely includes safety and health guidelines, definitely year one, I had to include the context of COVID and other health concerns. And I'm sure right now that's very important to do with flu and COVID. We've definitely revised and made sure that we've had that in there as well. It can help reassure parents that you are taking their children's safety very seriously. And then there's the discipline and the behavior. Number five, clearly outlining rules and expectations for student behavior and consequences will help maintain a positive learning environment, and it will give you peace. Even though it may be hard because you're thinking, oh gosh, I can just deal with it because I need to make sure that my Microschool is running smoothly and I got to make sure that I have the financial. There's no cost for peace. There's just not. And when you have it clearly defined, trust me, not only are you protecting yourself, but you are protecting your finances, you're protecting your legal stance, you're protecting other families. And so parents feel safe, even if they know, okay, I know my child doesn't have any behavior problems. They are appreciative that you have it in there because they don't want their children exposed to behavior problems that disrupt the learning environment. Number six, quality. You have to give quality assurance to families. Your handbook can include information about how you qualify parents in, your credentials, your teaching philosophy, and a lot of that is also in our introductory packet. That's why I say the introductory packet and the handbook and contract, they are the front and the back cover of your business. You've got to have them both. They go hand in hand. You cannot have something in your handbook and contract that is contradictory to your introductory packet. Your introductory packet needs to be as well drafted as possible because you don't want any discrepancies coming once parents look at the handbook and contract. So I use my handbook and contract simultaneously with my introductory packet, and I built my handbook and contract based off of everything that was in my introductory packet plus more. So this assures parents the quality of education that their children are going to receive. Then there's the financial agreement. The contract specifies the financial agreement, including your tuition, your fees, curriculum, payment schedules, any additional costs, field trips, late fees, after-school care. It ensures that parents understand their financial obligations, and this helps them to budget accordingly. A lot of times we're afraid to tell people how much we charge. No, they need to know. We have to be transparent because they have to function and budget for their family and be able to shepherd their family accordingly. Number 8, cancellation, refund policies. Your contract can outline your policies regarding cancellations, if a student withdraws, what happens in the case of refunding. This is important for both you and parents in a case a student needs to leave a microschool for any reason, even if it's just moving. I've had a student move before, and so the parent needed to know, well, what happens with the curriculum? What happens with the deposit? What happens with this month's tuition? And then, of course, number 9, accountability. Having a contract in place holds both parties accountable for their obligations and their actions. It sets the framework for what's expected from each party and what actions can be taken in case of noncompliance. If a student is consistently showing up late, where is that in your handbook and contract that you can go back to? If a parent's not paying on time, where can you go back to your handbook and contract to share that with them? What happens if a parent is contacting you over and over and over outside of, let's say, school hours or office hours? You have to have boundaries in place, not only for them, but for yourself as well. And number 10, absolutely, professionalism. That's why the introductory packet and the handbook and contract, they go so well together. Providing a handbook and a contract absolutely demonstrates professionalism. So many people have said, when I sat across the table and I pulled out my business binder and I showed them all of the things that I had, they no longer looked at it like, oh, I'm just sending my child over to this lady's house. Or, oh, I'm just enrolling in a hybrid program. That's probably not as strong or strict as a private school. No, we have our own policies, our own protocols, our own procedures. All of that needs to be in place as you're setting with families. It makes them think of you seriously. They respect you. When I sat down with my very first family at my kitchen table, my school was not set up. My home was still a home. It was in the middle of the pandemic. I didn't even know if they were going to show up here with masks on or not. I didn't even know, was their daughter allergic to dogs? I had no idea. I didn't even know if they were going to judge me based on my house. I didn't know if they were going to judge me based on the fact that my house wasn't completely set up as a school. Wasn't set up at all. I had no idea what to expect. But what I did know is that the one thing I had control over was what I was going to present to them. And so I presented my introductory packet to them, and the husband said, I'm just so impressed. Where did you come up with this school? Who are you partnered with? And I said, nobody, myself. And he goes, no, I know that you're running this school by yourself, but where did you adopt Lighthouse Learning Microschool from? Where are you franchised through? And I said, no one. And he said, so this is your business? Yes. No one taught you how to do this? No. So no one is telling you how to run this business or set it up, this introductory, this was all you? Yes. And he's like, wow, that's pretty impressive. I'm not saying that to toot my own horn. I'm saying this so that you can see how professional you look and the image that you are projecting to their family. Of course, they're going to want their child to be in a place where their child is thriving based on the person who's prepared, right? Professionalism shows through when you are prepared. So a handbook and contract serve to provide clarity, protect your business legally, ensures transparency, creates a professional and trustworthy learning environment for your students, for their parents or guardians. A handbook and contract is absolutely essential in establishing and maintaining a successful microschool, tutoring, teaching business, anything. You have to have it. And if you don't have it, go grab it. If you already have it, but you're unsure, tweak it. If you've started it and you don't know if it's right or not, go grab ours. Make the investment. Go let someone else do the heavy lifting for you. Ask. There's so many people in our Facebook group, hundreds of people who have said, I do not know where I would have been without this. We have too many things that we're thinking about when it comes to our location, our curriculum, our daily operations, our money, our budget, the people that we hire, how we're going to dismiss when it's raining outside. There's so many little nuances, right? That this is the piece that can be done for you. And at least get yourself in a position where you feel like, oh God, did I put that in there? Get in our Facebook group. Start asking people what all they have added to their Facebook or to their handbook and contract. Ask people around you and start including more and more and more that you possibly can, because the more you include, the safer you will make yourself. But at least get started with a good foundation. I'm here to tell you, if your handbook is less than 15 pages, you need to reconsider. Honest to God, you've got to reconsider what you have in there and what needs to be added. Ours started out at 17 pages. Now it's well over 20. And that's only because we're in year 4. But year 1, year 2, 17 pages. Year 3, 22 pages. Year 4, 27 pages. Yes. And I tell you, I look at that as such a necessity, because even as our school is growing and accepting statewide scholarships, I have to look at the statewide scholarship expectations in their handbooks for government-funded scholarships. I have to look at that. It is a requirement, and I tell my parents, you need to download their handbook and contract because it's written right there. God says write it down in plain sight. Write it down. And no, it can't always be absolutely perfect. There's going to be things every year that you're going to need to add to it, but let it be now. Don't wait till the end of the year. Let it be now. Add an addendum, send it back out. I hope everyone is taking this very seriously. Go to www.teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop, get 30% off, and get it situated. Get it going now. And let us know if you need any help. We love you. We're here for you. We want you to be protected. We want you to have sound mind. We want you to have sound sleep. We want you to make sure that legally and financially you are protected. teachersletyourlightshine.com/shop.
Hey, teacher friend. Thanks so much for listening to today's show. I pray it inspired you, touched you, or challenged you in some way, because we are making big shifts and using our teaching gifts for God's glory like never before. I'm so grateful for you. The number one way you can support this show is to leave a written review on Apple Podcasts, and also share this with another teacher. Come join me in the Virtual Teachers Lounge, known as the Teacher Let Your Light Shine Facebook group. Until next time, keep shining your teacher light. The world needs you.